Fire destroys makeshift shops at burnt-out Mobile Arcade, millions in losses. Fire of unknown origin destroyed 3 makeshift shops at the burnt-out Montego Bay Arcade in St. James early Wednesday morning, leaving behind millions of dollars in losses. According to reports, at about 12:10 a.m., huge columns of smoke were seen coming from the shops, which subsequently burnt into flames. The St. James branch of the Jamaica Fire Brigade was alerted, and several units were dispatched to the location. Montego Bay Mayor Richard Vernon, who visited the location to observe the damage, told reporters that based on his conversation with the firefighters, they had observed breaches at the location which they believe could have contributed to the fire. I did my own view of the situation, and I realized there were 3 shops, 1 double occupancy and 1 single occupancy. I understand that the one with the double occupancy, based on the nature of its operation, several persons were attached to that shop, stated Vernon. We will look at the situation. We realized that one shop had about 5 large refrigerators and 1 AC unit. I understand that the owner was using it as a storage area for persons plying their wares on the street. One of the affected vendors, who identified himself as Popo, said he suffered significant losses of over $2 million. He said the blaze evoked memories of the original fire which flattened the arcade in October 2023, and he also suffered significant losses at that time. Shaquille's disappearance rattling his adoptive mother. With bated breath and an unsettled mind, Tricia Thomas is yearning for the day she reunites with her 4-year-old adopted son Shaquille Patterson, who went missing just 2 weeks ago. Unlike previous back-to-school season, Thomas is currently unhappy and filled with questions, as the young boy's unworn uniform and shoes are a constant reminder of what was snatched from her palms on August 18. Shaquille is Thompson's biological grandnephew, who she now been raised since he was 2 weeks old. She explained that her nephew father Shaquille, but doubts surrounding paternity, were raised after the child was born. The child's mother, who resides overseas, reportedly asked Thomas for help in raising him. The child, however, went missing during a grave-digging exercise for Thomas' mother in Friendship, Westmoreland. Thomas told reporters that Shaquille was playing with other children when he asked to go visit his father and other family members at a nearby house. She has not seen him since. Nobody has been able to account for him. Search parties searching for Westmoreland Parish have turned up empty-handed, and Thomas says family and friends have stopped looking for the young boy. Nonetheless, Thomas remained hopeful and told reporters that she is positive young Shaquille is still alive. I am looking forward to seeing him again. When I listen to the news and based on what my nephew and my friends say, it seems that they knew where he is. But only God alone knows. Maybe if he is alive and somebody know where he is, Thomas stated. When asked if she has discussed the boy's disappearance with her nephew and other family members, Thomas said no and sought to explain why. None of them speak to me since my mother died. Nobody has come to speak to me because maybe they thought I was going to stress them out to help bury my mother. Nobody speaks to me since Shaquille went missing either, she told reporters. Deputy Superintendent of Police Andre Mitchell, operator officer for Westmoreland Division, told reporters that police are still actively searching for the missing young boy. According to Mitchell, lawmen have received leads into the boy's whereabouts, but they have not yet made a breakthrough. It is still an active investigation. Technically, we never close out a missing persons investigation until that person is found. So far, we've conducted several case reviews. We have a senior detective assigned to the case who has liaised with the family and residents within the area, Mitchell noted. We still have not identified a location for the child, but we have been checking at various locations as soon as we get a lead. These have been popping up, and we have been checking them out, she stated. In the meantime, Thomas said she has been struggling since the start of the school year on Monday. She explained that seeing other happy children in their respective uniform have been devastating and agonizing blow to her health. A part of my life is gone. My sister's daughter goes to the same school, so I drove into the schoolyard and let her off. I was supposed to go meet the teacher for the new term, but when I stepped outside, my eyes were just covered. I looked over at the little boys and was just looking for Shaquille. I broke down into tears and me just go back in the car, recounted Thomas. I couldn't come out until my sister came back on my driveway. Right now, I'm supposed to go serve to do something. I'm just in a bed. I'm stressed out, she explained. Furthermore, Thomas is also finding it hard to accept that young Shaquille missed his grandmother's funeral on August 26. She said the two shared a beautiful bond. Before she died, she said that her bed is for Shaquille and other things are for him too. So it's like I couldn't focus at all. I was at the funeral looking out to see if anybody would carry him come, put down in church. I was outside looking and crying all day. He didn't even get the chance to come and look at his great-grandmother. The wicked people them take him and will bring him back, bemoaned Thomas. Additionally, Thomas said she is deeply hurt because this is her second time losing a son in the span of 2 weeks. I lost my birth son 2 years ago. I got Shaquille when he was 2 weeks old. I had him as my son. Now this happened, but everywhere I go, I look for him, she stated. Agriculture sector records growth in April-June quarter, but expected to see decline in output for July-September due to Hurricane Beryl. The agriculture sector saw real value-added growth in the April to June quarter, but is projected to see reduced output in the July to September period due to the passage of Hurricane Beryl. Director General of the Planning Institute of Jamaica, Dr. Wayne Henry, reported the preliminary projections at a press conference. Dr. Henry noted that the sector's real value-added growth for the April-June period was an estimated 2.7%. This outturn, he explained, primarily reflected the impact of more favorable weather conditions, which contributed to an increase in output per hectare and a 2.4 expansion in domestic crops reaped. Meanwhile, Dr. Henry noted that a downturn in output levels for the agriculture sector is expected for July-September quarter. This is because short-term prospects of the overall economic output are negative, largely due to the adverse impact of Hurricane Beryl on production activity. Dr. Henry said due to the extensive damage in some of the main agricultural producing areas, a return to positive performance in the industry may not be recorded until 2025-2026.
The performance of the industry was due to a 3.8% growth in the output of other agricultural crops. Increased production was recorded in 8 of the 9 crop groups, including potatoes up 9.6%, yams up 6%, vegetables up 4.2%, cereals up 12.6%, and legumes up 11.5%. And 2, growth of 6.4% in traditional export crops, which largely reflected higher production of sugarcane up 22.6% and banana up 2.4%. These increases were sufficient to outweigh an estimated 15.1% decline in cocoa production. However, animal farming was estimated to have contracted by 2.1%, attributed to a decline in broiler meat production of 2.8%. The agriculture, forestry, and fishing industry reported preliminary estimate of damages of $10 billion. The most significant fallout was experienced by farmers along the southern belt, namely the parishes of St. Elizabeth, Clarendon, Manchester, and Westmoreland. These 4 parishes accounted for 54.7% of total hectares reaped for domestic crop during the review quarter.
St. Elizabeth on high alert for tropical wave. The parish of St. Elizabeth is on high alert as a trans-tropical wave is sent to move across Jamaica from September 4 to 6, bringing heavy showers and thunderstorms. The Breadbasket Parish's Disaster Preparedness, Hazard Mitigation and Safety Committee convened a meeting at the St. Elizabeth Municipal Corporation in Black River on Tuesday, September 3 to outline proactive measures to ensure that residents are safe. Mayor of Black River and Chairman of the Corporation, Councillor Richard Solomon, said the parish coordinator for disaster preparedness, O'Neill Lewis, and the team has been actively assessing and inspecting the condition of shelters, some of which were impacted by Hurricane Beryl on July 3rd. We are ensuring that we are dotting the I's and crossing the T's and doing what is necessary. We are taking that very seriously, and we are aware of the challenges as they are now, Councillor Solomon stated. Recent assessment revealed that some shelters, including those at Russell's Primary School, Flagaman Community Center, Sandybank Primary School, and Pondside Primary School, require some repairs before they can be safely used. St. Elizabeth has approximately 90 official shelters identified, incorporating schools and community centers, as well as contingency shelters that are churches. Also, we will have to meet with shelter manager to get them in a state of readiness just in case, the mayor added. The tropical wave has the potential to develop into a tropical cyclone, according to the National Meteorological Service of Jamaica, the Met Service. The system comes during an already active 2024 Atlantic hurricane season, which began on June 1 and follows in the wake of Hurricane Beryl, which unleashes torrential rain and gale force winds that impacted Jamaica as the center of the Category 4 cyclone coursed just south of the island on July 3rd. For her part, Lewis indicated that efforts are being made to pre-position bedding, hygiene, supplies, and other essentials, which were recently donated at key locations. She said the goal is to ensure that all shelters are ready to accommodate residents if the tropical wave intensifies and causes significant disruptions. For the most part, each shelter in the parish have at least one manager per institution, Lewis assured. The foreign featured councillors as well as representatives from the St. Elizabeth Infirmary, Jamaica Constabulary Force, Jamaica Fire Brigade, Jamaica Public Service Company, National Water Commission, Social Development Commission, and St. Elizabeth Health Department, among others. Remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.